Hi guys, welcome to Diary.io. And today we are going over to we'll be working on project 12. Let me quickly get over there. And project 12 is it's a continuation of project 11. And in 11 we did a simple Ansible implementation. So and in 12 we'll be refactoring our Ansible code and also creating static assignments. So it says in this project you will continue working with Ansible config management repo. As a repo we used in the last project, and we'll make some improvements to our code. And improvements mean refactoring. We need to create assignments. We need to learn how to use the imports functionality. Imports allows us to effectively reuse previously created playbooks in a playbook. It allows us to organize our tasks and reuse them as needed. And here it says refactoring is a general term in computer programming, which means making changes to source code without changing the expected behavior of the software. And the idea of refactoring is to enhance our code readability, increase the maintainability and extensibility, to reduce the complexity and add proper comments without affecting the logic of the program. So basically, we just improve on what we have, make it better, make it more flexible, and make it adaptable to different use cases. So in our case, we'll be moving things around and just basically trying to improve our Ansible code. So the first step is to do a Jenkins job enhancement. So, and we know that in Jenkins, for every build, that's for every change, a new folder is created on the server. Let's for example, let's check to see what I'm saying. Um, Jenkins is stored in the var directory. Let me see. Is it var? So let me see if I can get the directory. Okay, I have it copied somewhere here, so let me just okay, okay, okay. So we can do this. Let's say ls. So we can see here that so far for every build creates a folder, and now I have 1, 2, 3. I have 11 folders just for the jobs. And now let's imagine a scenario where in a typical CI/CD pipeline, where changes are always triggered and we have many developers working on different things, we can see how quickly we'll use up space on our server just because Jenkins is creating new folder for every build that is triggered. So because of that, we would find a way to make things better and at least have lesser folders on our server. And here it says like we should just enhance our okay here would just enhance our Jenkins job. So the first thing we'll do is we'll need a plugin. It's called copy artifact plugin. So but install the plugin on Jenkins, we have to go to our server and create a new directory called Ansible config artifacts. We will store these artifacts after each build. So I'll just copy this and okay, go to my server. Let me clear, just paste to go, and there you have it. And then the next thing is we need to change the file, the directory of the permission so that Jenkins would be able to access it. Oh, I'm supposed to sudo. Alrighty. So, what else? So now we'll go to Jenkins Web Console. Go to Manage Jenkins, Manage Plugins, go to Available tab, and then search for copy artifacts. Okay, and because before that, let me quickly just explore, create an explore page for the files for the folder we are working, the directory we are working in rather. So I'll come here, go to Open, then Ubuntu should be Ansible config artifacts. Okay. Just open my terminal here. Tab. Still loading. Alrighty. So if I'm creating a folder, I would see everything by the left hand side here while working on the terminal. So yeah, then let's head over to Jenkins and okay, go to dashboard. Already logged out due to inactivity. Okay. So manage Jenkins, then manage plugins, available tab, copy artifacts, right? Just to be sure, copy artifact. Okay, so what's our instruction? Install this plugin without restarting Jenkins. So install without restart. Well, while that is going on, then say create a new freestyle project and name it save artifacts. Just copy the name. Okay, so everything is okay, successful. So I need to create a new save artifacts. Then what else? Okay, so a freestyle project. Then here in the general tab, we are going to click on discard old builds. Then block rotation, maximum number of builds to keep 2. So we have discard old builds, maximum number of builds. Yes, generally we can do between 2 to 5. What this says is that just keep 2 of my latest builds, discard the rest. So that way we are saving more space on the server. Let's put it at 3 just. because we don't want to put it out too. Then we go to build, no source code management. We go to build triggers and we click on build after other projects are built. Then build projects to watch, Ansible. Build after other projects are built, project to watch, Ansible, selected. So it says that you can configure the number of builds to keep in order to save space on your server, for example. Okay. The main idea of save artifacts project is to save artifacts into the directory we created earlier, the home Ubuntu Ansible config artifacts directory. To save this, to achieve this, create a build step and choose copy artifacts from other projects. Specify Ansible as a source project and home Ansible config artifact as a target directory. So let me copy this. Okay. Okay, so build, copy artifacts, target directory. Sorry, system is freezing. So build. Copy artifacts from another project. Right. Project name Ansible. Also says with the artifacts to copy the double asterisk artifacts. Where do we want the artifacts to go? Ansible config artifacts. So let me just double check. Fingerprint artifacts, and everything looks okay. Save. Okay. All right. So test your setup by making some changes in your readme.md file inside your Ansible config repository, right inside the master branch. Okay, if both jobs have completed one after the other, you shall see files inside Ansible config artifacts, and it will be updated with every commit to your master branch. Alrighty, so let's try that. Let's come here. We're on our main branch. So the readme file. Let me just say Jenkins. Okay, let me just save artifacts. Save artifacts. That's about it. That's about it. Then just update. Update. This. Yes. I didn't do a git pull because I haven't worked on the repo since the last time, so sure of that. Then push. So let me check the repo. Be sure. Okay. Save artifacts. Then let's check Jenkins. It's pending. It's successful here. So which means on Jenkins we're on 13. So here you see copies his artifacts from Ansible build number 13. Let's see. So these are the files copied build number 13. All right, so everything looks good. Then we can move on. Go back to the dashboard. So what's the next thing? So we go to we refactor by importing other playbooks. Okay, so refactor Ansible by importing other playbooks into site.yam. Okay. So before we start to factor, we should ensure that we everything is up to date as per our code. So we do a pull. We do a git pull. So the thing about DevOps is that DevOps is about it's about making monotonous or iterative tasks or jobs effective by either enhancing the codes or the pipeline or improving on delivery time. And one of the way to have a better efficiency is to refactor codes, make them better. And here in project 11, if you remember, like we wrote a simple a simple task in a single playbook. But you should let's just look at cases where we have multiple servers and then we have different things we need to configure on different servers, like or maybe just database server. We need to assign a particular task to the database, maybe to delete a particular table in the database server. We have NFS server. We have different types of servers. And so if we start listing everything in one single playbook, it's going to be very, very messy. And you don't even know, it's going to be hard to know which is which, what is which one doing. And that is why we need to find a way to, organize our playbooks in such a way that anybody seeing them would know, oh, this is, would quickly, immediately understand what each playbook is doing and why those playbooks are set that way. So we would see here said in cases where you have to read through a whole playbook to check if tasks written there are applicable is tedious exercise, like I said earlier, and your playbook will become messy with many commented parts. Most Ansible users learn the one file approach. However, breaking tasks up into different files is an excellent way to organize complex sets of tasks and reuse them. Like we said earlier, for each task has its own separate file, and you can always import that file into your playbook. Just use them anytime, and that. So now let's see code reuse in action by importing other playbooks. Within playbooks folder, create a new file and name it site.yaml. This file will now be considered as an entry point into the entire infrastructure of the configuration. Other playbooks will be included here as a reference. In other words, site.yaml will become a parent to all other playbooks that will be developed, including common.yaml. Okay, so let's do that. Create site.yaml. So, okay, let me come here. Okay. Let's do that here. So, in playbook 2, I'll create another file here. File. So call it site.yaml. So this is supposed to be we're supposed to hold everything together in our architecture. All the instructions, everything would need would all pass through our site.yaml. So the next thing is to create a folder in root of the repository and name it static assignments. Okay, so I'll click out new folder. Either right click or do this, or come here, or we can also do it in the terminal. Make dir static dash assignments. So static dash assignments and correct, and that's it. The static assignment folder is where all other children playbooks will be stored. So our main playbook is in our playbooks folder, and then the other playbooks will be in static assignments folder. So, and it is just an organizational thing and nothing more. So, which means we can name the folder anything we like. So now we have to move our common.yaml file into the newly created static assignments folder. Then inside site.yaml, we import common.yaml playbook. So the first thing is move, copy this. The first thing is to move this here. So move, and that's done. So in my site.yaml, I paste this. So we have host all. Remember, these are our hosts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 hosts. And then we are telling it to import from static assignment common.yaml. So the code above uses built-in import Ansible playbook model. So our folder structure should look like this: static assignment, inventory, playbook. So let's cross check. So we have static assignments. Under static assignments, we have common.yaml, common.yaml. We have inventory, we have the 4 files, then we have our playbook, we have site.yaml. So we are good to go. So if I run Ansible playbook command against the dev environment, okay, let me see. I don't think we have to do that yet, since the tasks are, how will I put it, since our common.yaml is already running on all the servers. So since you need to apply some tasks to the dev servers, the Wireshark is already installed here, like we mentioned. You can go ahead and create another playbook under static assignments and name it common.del.yaml. In this playbook, configure the deletion of Wireshark utility. So we'll just copy this. Then we'll create another set. Under static assignments, we'll create another file, common-del.yaml, common-del.yaml. So here is where we are creating the file. I'm calling it common-del.yaml, which in essence we just want to create a new task to delete the Wireshark utility. And so don't forget that you need to specify if your host setup are different. You need to specify here. Here I have my NFS, web servers, and DB servers are all EC2. Yours might be different, so don't forget to specify that here. And just have the LB server that is Ubuntu. So we basically this playbook will basically try to remove the Wireshark utility on the servers we configured earlier. Another thing we'll do is we'll write another update playbook, another import playbook for the common dash del file. So let's do that now. So just copy this one. Yeah, so I'll just replace common with common dash del. So YAML common dash del. So the next thing we want to do is to run this okay, so let's see. Okay, before I run it, I would have to okay, I'll just push it. Let me just let's pull okay, get status. Let me just add them here and say updates. Then again push. So let's see. Okay, so let's check. Right, we have our site.yaml and we have our inventory files here. So next thing we'll do is let's just quickly ping to see that. Let's ping our host to see that they are reachable. So do an Ansible host name. We want to ping everything. What module are we using? The M flag is for module. We are going to say the module we want to use is ping. Yes, and we are getting this error because we have not changed our in our Ansible configuration file. We need to point our inventory. We need to point the Ansible configuration file to our inventory um, directory. So we'll quickly do that right now. cd etc slash ansible slash ansible.cfg. And before that, let me copy our present working directory. Okay, now I need to do cd inventory, then pwd. So I'll copy this. Then I can do my sudo vi slash etc slash ansible slash ansible.cfg. So we come to insert with an I. Then we come to this line that says etc ansible host. That's where the default Ansible hosts are, but ours is in this directory. Then we uncomment it, and escape. Escape here, then do WQ. Okay, so let's run the command again. Ansible or minus anything. Mistake and 0. Okay, so all our hosts are available and they're ready to go. Now the next thing we need to do is to run our playbook. So I'll say Ansible playbook. I don't want to run it inside the inventory, so we just do this. The I flag, then we have to do slash Ubuntu slash then slash inventory. Then dev YAML. So then slash Ubuntu slash Ansible, then playbooks site YAML. I think it's correct. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll see that this thing have been Wireshark has been deleted on the servers. That's the 4 EC2 and the 4 Red Hat or EC2 instances. So everything has run smoothly, and we can just quickly check by logging into those, like 1 or 2 of the servers to see. So let me just copy the web server and see. SSH EC2-user at this. Okay. Then which Wireshark. Can see no Wireshark version. It's not available. So let's check our load balancer. No, exit. Sorry. Okay, I'll exit this. Exit. Then SSH Ubuntu at the private IP address. Okay. Clear. Just make this one right. Then which Wireshark. Nothing. Wireshark version. That's this. There is nothing. So, and that's about that for this section. So let's check the next task. Okay. This. Okay. So now we can see how importing playbooks work. Then I forgot something earlier. We're supposed to create a branch, but I think we can still do it since that's for the next task. It's configure UAT servers. Okay. Okay, so now we'll go to the next session. But before we delve into step three, let us quickly create our branch where we'll be working. So, let me just do git status. Everything is okay. So git checkout -b refactor. Don't forget, refactor is the name of the branch. And enter. So we can start working here now. Let me see. So we said, yes, we already have everything cleaned up. So uh, let us put it aside and configure two web servers as UAT. We could write tasks to configure web servers in the same playbook, but it will be too messy. Instead, we will use a dedicated role to make our configuration reusable. As we know, like a playbook can become so much and too cumbersome, and then it would even make tracing errors a bit difficult. So that is why it is necessary to have roles that would break the playbook into small chunks that are reusable, and which means we can just switch the playbooks, apply them anywhere, and it will still work well. So I would basically say rules are just a way to split up our playbook into small reusable parts. So, and that's about it. So now the next thing is to launch two fresh EC2 instances using Rel 8 image. That's a Red Hat image. We will use them as our UAT servers. So give them names accordingly: Web1 UAT and Web2 UAT. Do not forget to stop your EC2 instances. So now what we'll do is we are going to stop all existing instances except our Jenkins Ansible server and configure the two Rel 8 servers. So let's do this now. Okay. Okay, I think I would select everything. Okay, yeah, just close this. Okay, so we are in, and we'll stop the instances now. So I'll select 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then go to actions. Connecting an instance, stop instance. Yes, I want to stop that. Okay. Okay, they're all stopped. So we can launch the new instances now. Free tier only. True. for my security group, I will just choose default. Just remember that you need to configure your security group. It's very important. Okay, so launch DevOps, yep, available launch instances. Okay, view instances. Refresh. Looking at the running instances. All right, so we should name them. Is it Web1 UAT or UAT Web1? Doesn't matter though, but Web1 UAT. One dash UAT. Second is Web2 dash UAT. Okay, so copy for one. So the next thing is what? Okay, we have to create a role. To create a role, we have to create a directory called roles relative to the playbook file or etc Ansible directory. Okay. So there are two ways to create it, to create the first folder structure. Okay, we can use Ansible utility called Ansible Galaxy. So you can think of Ansible utility or Ansible Galaxy as extension for your web browser, where it enhances the usability um, of your Ansible of it. Yeah, let me just say it basically gives you um, it gives you I would say an advantage or like a kind of a package that a ready-made package for to manage your roles. So instead of creating roles by yourself, you already have um, someone who had done all the hard work, and all you have to do is just get the particular role. Probably let's say web server, you get it. In this case, web server, you get it. You edit it to your requirements, and you are good to go. There are so many roles. You have Apache, you have Nginx, you have for MongoDB, and so on and so forth. Okay, so um, to use Ansible Galaxy in its web server, you would have to we can only do that on our Jenkins Ansible web server, which we would not be doing. So we would create it on our local machine on our repo, push it to GitHub, then we would have it on in our Ansible folder on the server. So here's what. So the folder structure is supposed to, if, okay, there are two options: use Ansible utility or create the directory or file structure manually. You can choose either way, but since you store all your codes in GitHub, it is recommended to create folders and files there. All right, say, okay, if the folder structure or if the directory is automated, we would have something like this, and so after removing unnecessary files and directories, we would have something like this. So For us, we will be creating web server, and inside web server would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folders. So let's do that now. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. We need to create. Okay. We have to create the roles. Okay. I just new web server. Oh, sorry. I created a file and not a folder. It's going to trash. This is a folder. This is a file. The folder is web server. And inside web server, we create a file. I remember readme dot read me. Yeah, it's all caps. That's md. And we are still creating. Is it 4 or 5 more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more folders. So one folder titled defaults. Defaults. Then inside defaults, there is main.yaml. Next folder, handlers, has main.yaml too. Handlers. Main.yaml. Then we have meta main.yaml. Meta file main.yaml. Then we have tasks main.yaml and templates. Now, web server tasks main.yaml, then templates. Yeah, I think we're good. So the next thing is to update our inventory folder. Okay, we have to update our uat.yaml file in our inventory folder with with the 2 IP addresses of the instances we just created. So let's see. Let me refresh this. Okay, status is okay. So copy this, come here. I need to delete this. Oh, so, okay, so come here, UAT. Should be UAT. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, UAT web servers. Okay. UAT web servers. Ansible underscore SSH underscore user equals C is it true dash user in quotes. Let me just duplicate this and I'll edit. So for the second one, copy the private key, the private IP, and paste. So you'll notice something here that uh, here they're providing the path to the SSH key file. But since for us we configured our SSH agent so that Ansible will be able to SSH into our target host, we do not need to provide the key file anymore. So let us go on. Then, okay, on our server in it's a etc Ansible. That's in our Ansible configuration file. We have to uncomment the role path line, and we'll add our Ansible folder path to roles. So let's do that. Okay. So sudo vi etc Ansible slash Ansible cfg. So you need to find roles. Roles. Okay, so here we are. Okay, I think into the insert mode and comment on Ubuntu slash Ansible dash config artifact. slash roles. Config artifact. Okay. Ansible config artifacts. Let me just be sure if it's has NS or not. Config artifact. Okay. All right. So escape. Then let and quit. So next thing is, let's see, what's the next thing? Okay. It's time to start adding some logic to the web server role. So we have to go to the tasks directory, and within the main.yaml file, we start writing configurations. So now we would, okay, so we'll install Apache, clone to the website. Okay. If you are on the Dario.io platform, you would have worked on this, the tooling website in project 7. Then, so we'll we'll deploy the code to the HTML folder in the var directory, control the web servers. Then we'll make sure HTTP the service is running. And here is what the task would look like. First, install Apache. Ansible built-in yum, that's the package manager. So the name of the package, httpd, and the state is present, which is install. They installed Git, they clone the repo. After that, we copy the contents one level up. Then we start the httpd service. After that, we remove the cloned folder. Okay, so, and you should note that on apart on what's it called, on Red Hat, it is httpd, and on Apache on Ubuntu it's Apache too. So just copy this and we'll take it to tasks like we were instructed. So let's come to tasks, main.yaml, and paste. So I'll edit it and put my Git repo link, and that's it. So what's next? The next thing would be to, okay, so let's go to the next page. So the next thing will be to reference the web server role. So in static assignment, we'll create a new assignment for UAT web servers. Okay. So let's just copy this. Now that then okay, let's copy and do that first. Static assignment. Create new role and UAT-web servers. YAML and paste this. So you would see that our host is U80 web servers that we have here, U80 web servers. And then the role is the role of the web server, that is this web server. So Ansible would go into this web server folder, then look at the task, go to tasks and execute what we have in here. So I hope that makes sense. So next thing is, remember that the entry point of our simple configuration is the site.yaml file. Therefore, we need to refer our UAT, our web server YAML role inside site.yaml. So what it essentially means is that we would have to import the playbook. So in this way, you would see that our playbook is very, very neat and it's not clustered or anything. So all we have to do now is just to reference site.yaml. So let's check here. So let me just do host UAT-web service, then import playbooks, playbook. We go to static assignment, UAT-web service.yaml. That's all. So what's next? So now we have to commit our changes, create a pull request, merge to master branch or our main branch, and we'll just check on our server and to see that our files are already there. Okay, so then after that we run the playbook. So let's now it's time to commit. Okay. That multiple files and folders. So okay. So push yes. Let me do git status. So let's check origin branch and see. Okay, so we already have the pull requests come up. So let's compare and pull the request. create pull request. All right, everything is okay. So we merge pull request. So it's all good now. Then we'll go back to our terminal. Then we'll check out, okay, git checkout main. Saying it's behind by two commits, so git pull. Okay, so the changes will be triggered now, and we can check. Let me just check here. Let's check our server. So they're all here. Static assignments. You can see the web server, tasks, main.yaml. So now it's time to run our playbook. So this time around, we are running it against uat.yaml. So Ansible dash playbook minus I /ubuntu /Ansible config artifact /inventory and uat.yaml. /ubuntu/ so config label then cycle YAML. Okay. Let me see. Is there anything else? All right, we're good to go. Yes. Okay. So just waiting for it to run now. Okay, let me cancel and check. So do a Ctrl+C. Okay. Now let me close screen. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I think let's ping the host first. Ansible all hosts. No, you want to do all uat service. Yes. model ping. Okay, they are responding. All right, so I think let's do Ansible slash playbook slash slash home into disable config artifact inventory u8c.yaml against home slash ubuntu slash ansible or playbook cite the YAML. Okay. All right, it's installing Apache now. Okay, so it's installed. Git is installed. Repo is cloned, and everything has worked out perfectly. So here you'll notice some things that one I did now set the YAML since this is already there, would remove it. So it's going to run these two. It's going to run these two playbooks together, and that's why we have some here. We have skipping no host matched. That's because the hosts are no longer reachable. The hosts that were called in common.del, which are the hosts we have here, they are no longer reachable. And so that is why we have no hosts matched. And we can see that our UAT web servers were reachable and everything has worked out smoothly. So the next thing we'll do now is to check our web servers. So we'll use our public IP to check for 1 and 2. So we'll go to so we'll grab the public IP. The public IP for, let me just, okay, copy and paste. Okay, so let me see. Right here. Let's see the other one. Okay, slash info dot, I think it should be info dot php or something. Okay, index dot php slash index dot php. All right, so you can see we have our two websites. Then for now, we do for web server 1 and slash index.php. All right, so, and there you have it. And now we can see what our Ansible architecture looks like. So our relate UAC servers here. our dev servers, the one we worked with in the previous project, are also here. And so let's say there is another let's say production server too would be just draw the line again, and somewhere they will just come somewhere around. So everything looks every single aspect of the architecture are working the way they are supposed to work. And that's about it for this project. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the Slack channel, and we'll see you in the next project. Thank you.